let's take a moment to laugh. For whatever reason, I'm just laughing. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's not in. I guess it doesn't exactly suit me being a United fan, or it could be a Liverpool fan somewhere sitting and just having to wait for someone's failure to actually rejoice until the next season starts, right? I mean, yeah, I mean, you laughed, it happened, and it just get over it. I mean,
Yeah.
so
They fell on their asses.
yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to dwell too much on that. But yeah, to be very honest with you, I'm going to ask questions, and I'm pretty much
Sure, sure
excited
enough.
about this
Sure
particular.
enough. Sure enough.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty much
To
excited about
start
this.
with the Asu Sukh Gaye
Yeah.
Maheshwari.
Yep.
So, bro, you wouldn't believe how euphoric I was after the season. I
Okay,
was
okay.
euphoric.
We'll start off the proceedings. Hold your horses, guys. So I'll start off this with a little thing. When I watched Arsenal, I mean, we've seen the last season, we've seen this season as well, and what recollection was I have had is that if we go back 10-15 years ago from now, we've seen United won a lot, right? Uh, and United won 13 titles during this period. But this is a very important factor, that is Arsene Wenger. It was accepted inside the United dressing room under Sir Alex that Arsenal was the team to beat. They could be having the shittiest of their seasons. They could not be. They would be compete. They would not be competing for the titles. Rather, they were somehow always problematic for. Before a game, we talked so much about, oh, what is Vieira going to do to us? What is the likes of Bergam going to do to us? So we had those games, but somehow we did not have that good a record during those days against Arsenal. But somehow we won titles. And I would like to kick off this particular uh, discussion or a podcast episode with this particular fact that, is playing well matters all the time, or do you think you can have a couple of bad games and you still need to win that trophy? And I feel this particular season, we've been talking right from the start that City are not their prolific best in the past couple of seasons, and even in this
Okay.
season, at the first half of the season, City were not at their absolute beast mode. Didn't have that, and we have talked about the fact that Arsenal, even after the end of the season, they had a better record against the top six than even City. But what happened was City won the title. City took the honors. So
Okay.
why is that?
Right. Okay, here's the thing. Firstly, I don't think people realize what 89 points are. Just to put into perspective,
Less than
United
91.
won 13 titles. Out of them, uh, in 10 of the titles, their points were lesser than 89 points. So 10 of that way, if you look at it, actually, the points that are required to win due to Sir Pep Guardiola has the margin of error is so less. You cannot lose your games, you cannot give away points because he'll come haunting back. And they are, in the past 6-7 years that Villa has been there, 5 to 6 years he's been there, this is one of their best title run-ins. As in, they might have faltered in the start, but in terms of title run-ins, they have been absolute beast mode, right? It's probably a little difficult for a lot of you to fathom because you're like, even Arsenal was there, but it's just that because Arsenal was there, तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि अच्छा ये तो normal है. It's not normal. It's not normal at all. But to give you an example, in the current year, that is to 2024, Arsenal has just lost 5 points, just 5 points. So it's not normal. It's just that Guardiola has kind of normalized it. He's kind of normalized it. For example, even Liverpool, man, like now that the season's over, I'm just thinking, how did Liverpool deal with getting 97 points and losing a title? That's like heartbreak. And then going to a UCL final and losing. भाई मैं तो मर ही जाता. 89 points. I was feeling, oh my God, what is required? And then I realized to beat City, you have to pass the 90 points threshold. Like, chahiye. Like last season also, City won on 89 points, right? So if
but
you
मेरा
have
थोड़ा
to,
focus मेरा my focus point is a little different. How can Arsenal have,
Hmm.
I understand that 89 points, 90 points, Pep has been formidable, etc. But but what I don't understand is every year or every 10 years, whenever a new manager comes, now it's Pep Guardiola, maybe next time it's some other manager, the league has to calibrate itself. Matlab, if you really are comparing those times and this time, the Sir Alex time
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
the Pep Guardiola times, football has evolved like from North Pole to South Pole.
yeah,
Football has evolved, teams have evolved,
yeah,
squads
yeah,
are bigger, squads are bigger,
yeah,
there are more technical players, etc., etc. Right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
obviously the points are going to be more. The quality has also upgraded itself a lot.
No,
So
no, no,
everything
but
is
there's
But points ka we cannot quantify it as a points because if you are getting some points, you have to take some points from some other team, right? So
but मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है
teams
ना
तो
कि भाई
सबके लिए हो रहा है ना.
आर्सेनल टॉप 6 के अगेंस्ट मस्त परफॉर्म की, बेटर देन सिटी, रिजल्ट्स हेड टू हेड.
Absolutely.
मेरा
yeah, yeah.
हाँ, you constructed a team.
But
My question is
here's the thing: where Arsenal lost the title was not against the top six. Arsenal has the best
correct,
squad,
correct.
right? The place where we lost the title is where we lost the games against Fulham, the Aston Villas.
So that
That's
is
where
my
we lost
question.
it.
Why did
Yeah.
you lose that? If you're that
But,
big a team, that formidable team, right?
yeah,
And if you're competing for the title, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you've done well against the tougher oppositions, right?
yeah,
Then
yeah.
how did it happen that you lost to the likes of Villa and
Okay,
Fulham?
here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. The place where we lack as a team right now also
Okay,
is
okay.
squad. The squad is not enough, bro. It's not enough. Like the final game of the season, our most potent attacker, Saka, he had to sit out because of muscle issue. And if you see the number of games that our players have played, like for example, Saliba, all right, the number of games he's not missed a single minute of the season, not a single minute of the season.
Hmm.
And that is not sustainable. Do you understand? It's not sustainable. We do not have the squad, right? When
Are you
people
telling
say,
me are you telling me you had the best squad against the best teams, best oppositions, which are the top six,
no, no, no,
but you
no,
did not
that's what
have
I'm
a
saying.
squad
Are you
against the
saying those 2, 3, 4,
No,
5
I'm
games that
trying
you
to see,
lost? Uh,
for example, when we lost against Aston Villa, you should have seen the congestion of games when we had it.
okay,
Fatigue has set in, right?
hmm,
Fatigue had already set in,
okay,
right? Fatigue
hmm,
had set in, and the fag end of the games also that we have won, they are not complete demolitions, which we could have had, right? Whereas you check out how City have come back. As soon as City they were not playing the UCL, they were out of it. They were raring to go because that is the strength of the squad. That is the
hmm.
quality of the squad. With Arsenal, we are still building there. We are trying to get there, right? City are sitting there. You also need to understand that people say Pep Guardiola spent this much money and whatnot, and and then they had the net spend and whatnot. But please understand, उससे पहले City 1-2 billion चढ़ा चुका है. Do you understand? It's like on the castle, he's putting some more money to do repair works. Whereas
Hmm.
other teams, like especially Arsenal, where we were coming from the Wenger era, हमारा घर टूट चुका था. We were starting from scratch literally. इसका पैलेस बना हुआ है. अगर पैलेस में छोटा मोटा वर्क करना है वो कर रहा है वो.
but
The-
एक
but you
one
must.
thing अब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है, मतलब we talk a lot about this, मतलब I was just wondering to myself that अगर हम बार बार इस we keep pointing out city spend, मतलब they built a castle, they've had a head start in terms of money, cash flow, ये वो under the table shit, ठीक है, मतलब जितना हम ऐसा बात करेंगे एज ऑपोजिशंस, आई फील वी आर fortifying the fact that oh, second place is good enough.
no, but here's
And
the
the other
thing.
thing is that your fan
Yeah.
base your fan base has kind of accepted that we are happy for second place. We
No,
would rather
that
be we would rather be
no.
Arsenal.
That's the difference. That's the difference, right? We are saying with the squad that we had, second place was Absolute kudos to the team, to
We
the
can give
to the
kudos, right?
to,
But
to,
but
to, to
but
the
but just
But
no,
not
again
no,
the
the
listen,
same.
trophy.
hear me out. Hear me out. What I'm saying is when our manager and comes and says, this is not the place we want to be, we cannot be satisfied with this,
Hmm.
right? That is when you realize ki, no, this is not the place. We have to be, we are aiming for the title. Please. There is no two ways about it. You have to look at progression, right?
So
When
can you
people
assure me you are not going to cite the same reasons about Man City and etc. if you don't win the
no,
title next season?
as long, here's the thing,
See,
at the start, at the start of the season itself, I had said the squad is not enough. I'd said, and I'll be very honest, this time we have been a little lucky that our center back did not get injured, but इसका ये मतलब नहीं है हमारा midfield injured हो गया. It's just that we adapted better, we started improving better.
midfield में
But
also you are lucky, man. Declan Rice was the best midfielder for you, and he did not get an injury. Your best
Correct.
players are always on the pitch.
no, but here's the
Always on the
thing.
pitch.
Here's the thing. If you see, certain players have great injury records.
Full
Declan Rice,
11 players will not get injured in any season, right? You always want कि मेरे 5-6 critical players and these should be protected. बाकी I
100%.
can replace
100%.
without much downfall
yeah,
in
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. I understand that, but
that way you are lucky.
yeah, I know you're saying that, but here's what I would say, right? Declan Rice was an engine. He helped us get through so many games without a doubt. But I'm stating this: if from the start of the season, Partey wouldn't have been injured, we would have been in a better place. Partey does not have the ability to probably help us in transition games. As in, he does not have the legs. He does not have the legs anymore.
But
But in
City
terms,
आकर बोलेगी had KDB not been injured,
KDB
we would have
got good
no,
won the
but
title.
here's the difference. You look at how City performed as soon as KDB came. You look at how Arsenal performed as soon as Partey came. You will realize that Partey came later and we were winning after that. All the games we were winning.
I
We have
feel
won.
you were still fine without Partey.
No, but we were winning all our games when Partey. And now KDB जैसे ही आया. Look at how City performed before KDB and after KDB. Right? You just have to look at it and you'll
But they
understand.
still
Oh,
but they still got through games. But they were still there and they still ended up winning the title.
See,
no,
I
here's the thing.
also
We were also there even without Partey. And here's the thing. They became first as soon as KDB came into the mix. He came in and we already had an episode that, oh my God, he comes in, he scores goals like that. Do you understand? Now, here's my thing. If you want to win against City, right? Even when Liverpool won the title once, you should have seen how the front three were playing in Liverpool. They were playing every match. Every second match they were playing. UCL bhi khel rahe, ye bhi khel rahe, and they were not getting injured. So you do need a bit of luck with City in terms of injuries, without a
Correct.
doubt.
Yep.
Because that is required, that is pertinent. Because other teams do not have the firepower, the squad right now. But here's what I think. If they start putting a cap, as they're thinking of putting, eventually other teams will catch up. Because City will make a mistake here or there in their recruitment. Like this season itself, like they made a recruitment error with Kelvin Phillips as well, right?
Yep,
This
yep.
season, they have bought Kovacic, whom they have not played that much. They bought Nunes, right? Matthews Nunes. Bro, those are 60-65 million pound transfers. They're not like ऐसे ही निकाल दिया. They are not good enough. Now, you also need to understand they bought Grealish for 100 million pounds. You understand the kind of players they have the ability to be like, तू खेलेगा नहीं.
But मेरे को एक चीज
I-
बताता हूँ मैं. I actually agree with Amit's point. What he said is that if you have a core group of 5-6 players, others can get injured all you want, and this quality can be retained. And if those core group of 6 players, maybe if you really have to pick one, जैसे कि in City if you have KDB, if you take that out of that core group of players, quality immediately comes down by 30-40%.
Yeah, but I would also like to point out, look at KDB's age now. It is going to fall. He is going to fall off, right?
Yeah,
He is
yeah.
going to fall off without a doubt.
I don't think he's going to fall up. It's just that he's going to play lesser games.
Lesser games. He will be managed better, like Fernandinho was with City.
But
right?
they're getting
Fernandinho-
Paqueta, right? They're getting Paqueta for
They're
70 million.
Paqueta, but when I look at Paqueta and when I look at KDB, I'm
the
like, please bring
फर्क
out
है यार,
Paqueta.
फर्क है.
The
We
point
all
is,
agree on that.
but City can still adapt without KDB. That is what they have shown in this at least in the first half of the season, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have completely changed how they used to play, right?
but here's what I'm trying to say, right? Here's what I'm trying to say. Last season, right? We had Gabriel Jesus, who was playing world class for us in the first half. Last season we were where we were because of Partey and Gabriel Jesus. But this season, Gabriel Jesus, because of the injuries, he's not the same player anymore. He does not have the same burst or of that sort anymore. And Partey was not there for 95% of the season, but he was still there. I understand that
and
he can
because you for both positions you have bought players in this summer window only. Havertz you bought, you play instead of Gabriel Jesus, and
And he
Rice you
cost
bought.
65 million.
now here's what I would like to say.
और
Havertz,
200
Look, I feel if
we
you're only looking for excuses, then
no, here's the problem. My problem is you people are glazing City so much you're unable to understand what Arsenal has done. And I have a problem.
I am see. I have a.
No. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. When you said they lost KDP, right? We lost Gabriel Jesus and the only player who was close to world class in Partey. हम लोग के पास world class player नहीं है अभी. या है तो बता दो. We have players who are on the cusp of.
Saliba,
Amit,
Declan Rice, Saka.
Amit आज
No.
Amit
Here's
आज
the
आया
thing.
ही है.
What is this?
No. Okay. So I want this on record. You believe that Saka, Declan Rice, and Saliba are world class?
Absolutely.
Of course,
Okay.
world class.
Very good.
Any Real Madrid would have them in a
And Saliba is
blink of an
being
eye.
said as the best defender of the league right now in Premier League, and you are saying
Correct.
he's not world class.
Bro, okay, here's the thing. Whenever you talk about, people would still say they will take Van Dijk because he built it up like that. Right? He's built it up like that. Okay.
No, I
He's
am
built it up like
I
Do
am
you
saying
believe
world
there can
class.
only be one world class defender in the league? Then maybe you're right.
No,
Van Dijk is
no,
world class.
you-
Saliba is not.
okay.
There can be both.
When you look at Haaland, you know he's world class. He's going to score goals. His goals and assists are going to come that way. Right? When you look at Bernardo Silva, you call him world class because he's done it over a period of time. Do you understand?
Correct.
ये उसका सलीबा का पहला 39 गेम्स का सीजन है भाई, 38 गेम्स का.
अब पिछले सीजन में वही इंजर्ड हुआ तो तुम बाहर हो गए थे.
हाँ हो गए थे
बट इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेयर है, वर्ल्ड क्लास बन रहा है. बन गया.
मैं तो बोल ही रहा हूँ वर्ल्ड क्लास नहीं, मैं बोल रहा हूँ ही इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड ही इज एट द कस्प ऑफ वर्ल्ड क्लास आल्सो. व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से
important.
That I do not know, right? That I do not know, but important तो है. More importantly, what I'm trying to say is that when you say you bought in Kai Havertz was bought in to replace Xhaka in the left center midfield role. हमारे Gabriel Jesus की इतनी मर गई थी, and the other striker we had was Nketiah was not clinical enough that we had to put.
You said कि हावर्ट्स को वहां खिलाओगे तो वो आगे गई.
हाँ,
exactly. मैं भी उसी पे आया.
exactly. But if you look at Arteta's interviews, वो यही सोच के लाया था कि ये मेरा LCM रहेगा. So in this season, we did not have a good LCM at all. था ही नहीं हमारे पास.
बट भाई वो इतना प्रेस करता है कि वो हाफ स्पेसेस में इतना अच्छा है. वो स्ट्राइकर, फॉल्स नाइन, हैवर्ट्स को जो रोल मॉडिफाई किया.
Yeah.
He's been pretty happy with it, right?
If you see, as soon as he modified the role, we started winning also. वो starting में LCM खिला रहा था. नवंबर, दिसंबर, अक्टूबर में गलिया रहा था कि क्या खिला रहा है. Because that's what it was.
I know this can really be a lengthy discussion, but I will let you complete. Sorry.
My only thing is when we lost Gabriel Jesus, we had to replace him with what was supposed to be our LCM target. Now you're not understanding. When you replace with the LCM target, your LCM first team target, तुम्हारा LCM तो खाली हो गया ना. And that's what happened.
And who played
that's
LCM?
What happened? Huh?
Jorginho played.
Jorginho तो भाई तू समझ रहा है, Jorginho ऐसे रखा हुआ है कि मैच्योरिटी के लिए कुछ गेम्स खेल लेंगे वैसे रखा हुआ है उसको. He's going to be. He's basically got the El Nino role. What I'm trying to say that at all points of time, when Partey was injured, we always had a gap in our team. So that's why I say that we have adapted well. And if it was some other team, I wouldn't have said anything. But because when I look at City squad, I'm like, we did really well, yeah. We did really well. और हमारा जो बेस्ट ट्रांसफर था, that was Timber. और वो पूरा सीजन खत्म था भाई. वो ACL हो गया, अजीब सा ACL भाई, अजीब
My
सा।
only point is कि अगर if Kai Havertz would have been playing good in the LCM role, then I would have said कि yes, they have adapted because the best LCM they had is playing at
No,
the.
no, okay.
This is not
My
playing
question
now.
is, he's not playing well in the LCM role, ठीक है? एंड हमारा जो प्लेयर लास्ट सीजन हमें पहुंचा रहा था स्ट्राइकर से एकदम धमाल, क्रिएटिंग थिंग्स आउट ऑफ नथिंग, एंड वो चला गया. We adapted, no? हम
There are few
उसको
injuries that came into Arsenal and they adapted. Okay.
so my question is, how are you saying कि City adapted better when they already had better players and they were where they were? हमारा
I'm saying
I mean,
City
performance अच्छा था.
adapted
I'll
because
just tell
City
you.
changed the complete way of playing because they did not have KDB. That
Look,
is a big thing to do. They
look,
don't.
being
They
being 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 a United fan, I'll just tell you a couple of things. Um, one that is one that comes to my mind is the treble winning season immediately. You know, you know, obviously we had won the league title. I'll just quickly finish it. मैं इतना glorify नहीं करना चाहता. I just wanted to point out two big games, right? And the one against semi-final was against Arsenal. And we all thought, every player in the dressing room, if we win against Arsenal, we win the FA Cup. Because FA Cup final was against Newcastle and Newcastle are nothing. For us, it was always Arsenal. You know, in that Arsenal game, we were down to 10 men. Our captain got a red card, Roy Keane. Okay. Now, everyone looked up to Roy Keane. Every kid, every class of 92 guy looked up to Roy Keane. And once Roy Keane left, literally our, head and shoulders fell down. But we won. Ran gigs, etc., etc. But the thing is that मेरे को मतलब ऐसे है कि बारीकी में हम अगर जाएंगे, ये था, ये प्लेयर नहीं था, वो चला गया, ये इंजर्ड था, आई फील मुझे लगता है ये इट ओनली एंड्स अप बीइंग अ वेरी लॉन्ग डिस्कशन विथ नो एंड्स. A Spurs fan will say, भाई हम तो ऐसे सर्वाइव कर रहे थे.
Okay. Here's the
No,
thing.
let me complete. Let me complete.
I have a very important question, right? When you look at our squad and when you look
Okay.
at City's squad, do you see the difference? Forget that. Do you think Arsenal has the second best squad
Do
in the league?
you tell me, no? Did you have a better squad than us in that FA Cup final? And कौन बोल सकता है भाई, वो जो स्क्वाड तुम लोग FA Cup फाइनल सेमीफाइनल में
There's a
खिलाए थे,
difference, brother.
तुम हमको हरा नहीं सकते थे. ऐसा तू बोल
There's
रहा
a
है.
difference. Okay, I would like to point out there's a difference. The difference is major. There is a major difference between a cup games and a league. A league is over 38 games, and
हाँ,
cup
तो
games में
it works both ways,
Junior.
right? It works both ways, right?
No.
You can
In a
easily
cup
beat
game,
us.
anything. Here's the thing: in a cup game, a bad team can also win against a good team. But in a league, the team has to be consistent over a 38 period of games. तुम अपने लक के भरोसे कब तक चलोगे? We kept on saying Liverpool will have a fall off. Joga was there. No, we have blood, thunder, passion, and whatnot. And look where they are. The metrics said they were not that good enough, and it showed. Even in spite of all the, let's just say, the passion they had because Klopp was leaving and whatnot, it showed. The metrics don't lie. So here's what I'm saying. And the reason why Pep is unable to win so many UCLs is also because of that. वो सबसे बढ़िया खेलेगा, सब कुछ करेगा.
Okay.
But Champions League is a different ball game. You can have.
I will ask Amit this. I'll ask Amit this. You tell me one of game मैं मानता. I'm all ears and I agree 100%. But when you take your captain, your best player, even in a one-off match, and with the Arsenal supremacy, with the Dennis Bergkamps and whatnot, how can you
You're
not
talking
win
about one match, brother. You're talking about one match. Have you
one
seen
match
what you
that
did?
enabled us to win the title?
Have
And
you
then
seen what you did against Barcelona, brother?
what?
तू समझ रहा है? तो मैं तेरे को यही समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. In a one-off match, anything can happen. Bro, Chelsea won the Champions League when they
How
were
can you explain? How can you explain losing against Fulham and Aston Villa at home?
Who do you say has the second best squad than City? मतलब second best squad in the
By
league.
Liverpool had a better squad than us.
I
always thought so.
actually differ. I
differ 100%. I differ 100%. They don't have number 6 entirely open. They have an aging mid. They have an aging defense.
तुम राइस लाए मतलब देख लो
Van Dijk नहीं hold on.
अब मैं तुम्हें
राइस
difference बता
लाए ये लोग. ठीक है, उनका एंडो था. नंबर 6 की पोजीशन कंपेयर करते हैं. वैन डाइक
हाँ
डेड,
हाँ.
पता है उसके लेग्स आर गॉन. इनका
Van
सलीबा
Dijk is
गैब्रियल.
still the best, bro.
अरे
Have you
भाई
seen it?
अच्छा,
भाई
tell me,
ये
tell me.
जबरदस्ती
Okay,
बोलने की बात हो.
I can go through whole squad and I will convince you that Liverpool is has. But ठीक है, let's consider they are neck to neck in the squad. Okay, is that fine with you, or you want to go? Because if I give you a couple of center backs, you can have either Arsenal का दोनों Gabriel plus Saliba,
हाँ,
or you have
which one
VVD
would you
plus
choose?
whatever Gomez or whatever.
Perfect.
VVD का कुछ भी spray
No,
कर दो.
here's the thing. Please do
Who will
this.
you pick?
Consider the entire back line. Consider the entire back line.
Okay, entire backline.
Okay.
Who would you prefer?
Entire back line. Yes, here's the thing. With the injuries that we had and the injuries that they had, I would take their back line. Take their goalkeeper. Take the
What
Trent
goalkeeper.
injuries do you have in
Alexander-Arnold
the
was
backline?
injured. Trent
Huh?
What injuries do you
Alexander-Arnold was
have in the
injured half
backline?
of the season.
How many times? How many times was he injured?
Alisson was injured
अरे
for good enough
Alisson
time.
was injured.
कितना टाइम इंजर्ड था ना
अरे
मेरे को
एलिसन
बताना
पूरा आधा सीजन इंजर्ड था भाई, तभी तो टाइटल हारे हैं वो.
At least 10 matches. At least 10 matches.
हाँ तो I would still take Alisson. Even if 10 matches he's out, I would still take Alisson because of what he provides. By he is the best keeper in the world. Right?
You can lose a match on one match because you're chasing City and you're saying कि 10 match में अपने first goal
Here's the
keeper से
thing.
बिना रह लूंगा. How?
To me, it's very simple. To me, it's very simple. Salah is a world-class player. Van Dijk is a world-class player. Trent Alexander-Arnold is a world-class player. Right? And you people are thinking इन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया. They bought McAllister. Just because he's cheap, you people think he's not a good player.
He is not cheap.
Been amazing for them. He's been amazing for them. And for the record, these people keep abusing Luis Diaz, right? Because he's not at the same level as Mane. हम लोग का लेफ्ट विंग इतना खराब था कि मार्टिनेली को हम बिठा रहे थे, ट्रोसार्ड को खिला रहे थे. And Trossard is a final. Trossard was like our Yota.
But what happened with Martinelli? What happened with Martinelli? What happened with Martinelli? Last season he was great.
Yeah, he was great. But that's the thing, right? These players have to make the jump up. Martinelli did not this season, right?
These are problems. You are now opening up actually. We are now getting to the real problems.
But here's the
players
thing.
that performed, the players that performed for you, they did not. So whose fault is that?
But okay, hear me out. The reason Martinelli did not perform was because if you see, our bias is towards the right hand side. The reason Martinelli did not perform was the gap in LCM. उसके पास जाकर रहता था जो वो थ्रू बॉल डालता था. He used to run into space. It's all interconnected, right? The entire problem is the quality of the squad is not good enough to compete against City.
So next season you will fill the holes?
भाई वो दिखेगा ना after the transfer.
Is it correct to say that Arsenal overachieved this season?
Again,
overachieved with the squad, yes, 100%, without a doubt.
So 2 seasons you have overachieved. Third season, I guess I'm hoping that Edu and Arteta.
What?
No. So 2 seasons
you
but overachieved.
Okay. Of course. Okay.
No,
all you
third
have to
season.
Do is all you have to do is look back at the predictions and see where you placed Arsenal at the start of this season.
Where did you place Arsenal?
Again, our predictions.
Where did you place Arsenal?
I placed Arsenal as third because of the squad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
so you as a fan, hold on. You as a fan, you placed third. तो हम लोग ऑपोजिशन है, राइवल से, तो अपने तो हक बनता है ना आउटसाइड ऑफ टॉप 4 प्लेस करना.
Right, that's the thing. So when I play,
प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
हाँ. So when that is why I said we overachieved. मैं बोला.
मैं मना नहीं कर रहा.
Let me paste my question on top of that.
Correct.
This season, I think City has scored 91 points. I will not say a lot about them, but yes, they were also looking a little shaky. Where Wolves and Arsenal were at the top of the table and heading very high. This was a season where I see the teams that has come from the championship did not perform. Okay, they go down directly. Okay, sometimes they also do damage in normal leagues. The teams like United, Spurs, and Chelsea, the original top 6, did not perform well. Okay, for the most part of it, did not perform well. Teams like Newcastle and Brighton's who have been
they fell off.
They fell off.
Perfect.
This there was the quality of this league was at a little lower side. So I believe that
I don't believe so.
Okay, that is my perception. I'm pasting my question on top of that. that actually brings, that's why, first of all, City managed to get 91 points still when they were not playing their best football this
100%.
season. They
Hmm.
still get 90 plus points. And I would even say Arsenal got this many points just because there were not many teams that were actually doing damage to them. Okay, so
Oh,
what I believe is that this season was perfect for Arsenal to have won this league.
I've said it multiple times.
It,
Yeah, 100%.
I
okay,
don't
okay.
think there will
Right.
be any such opportunities. City will again come back next season.
Chelsea
Yeah,
will come back.
Showing up.
United will come
Chelsea
back.
are showing
yeah,
up. United will come back.
100%.
Will play better.
I'm not denying. So the
Teams
place
like
where
Leicester
Chelsea,
City are coming back from championship.
but
What
okay,
of quality?
here's what I would like to say. So firstly, I'll allude to the last season when you said this is the best. This was the best time you could have won the league. That's what you said last season.
No, that too you have fell down very quickly.
No, but yeah, we fell down very quickly. But you said यही तुम्हारा chance है. यही बोला गया था. यही बोला गया था. And you decided to cherry pick teams who have.
Yeah, just one more addition onto that list, that you were pretty lucky with your injury situations as well. So everything was playing in your
No, here's the
favor.
thing. That's what I'm saying. कि we were lucky in random bat, but हम लोग ने इस बार सेंटर बैक के होल्स फिल कर दिए थे कि लास्ट टाइम दिक्कत हुआ. ठीक है.
Correct.
But if you look at it right now, our midfield is light, our forward line is light.
ठीक है. Injuries we can keep aside, but other points that we can
right.
very much about.
And secondly, when you say about teams fall off, I do agree that the City, the Uniteds, the Chelsea, the Spurs will also become better without a doubt. But my question still remains the same. Do you think Arsenal will not become better?
हाँ, तो
Arsenal
hence my
can
question,
become
right?
better.
Will next, do you think next season, इसलिए मैं वही एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, which will clear it up. Do you think next season you will not have these excuses anymore? That LCM has a hole, Martinelli has a hole, Gabriel हमारे लिए backup नहीं था. Do you think finally next season Arteta, Edu will finally have a squad that has to, I will not say can, that will win the title?
Here's my thing. When it comes to tactics and what to get out of the players, I have immense faith in our team, in Arteta. वो जितना भी करता है, जैसा भी करता है, I've seen him improve a lot in terms of substitution. But when it comes to our recruitment, I have severe questions, big questions. Because even this season, right, when we got Havertz, right, I was not in big favor because यार वो क्या किया है, right? Everybody knew and everybody was saying he was flop of the season. I never thought he would be flop of the season, but I just thought कि Kudus is available at the same price or lower. And if we would have bought Kudus, it's not a nice
Saka
thing
के
to
ऊपर
say.
pressure. Saka के ऊपर, Saka की position he plays, right?
No, but that's the thing. Kudus was a player who was available, right? Who was available. And if you would have paid the right lesser money, you would have got him. He would have fit into the LCM role also. He would have played the winger also. So I think that मतलब अभी हम बोल रहे हैं Kai Havertz अच्छा किया क्योंकि रन इन में अच्छा किया. But if I look back at it, you look at Kudus, he's a great, amazing
Very good player. That's the problem we also faced. I don't know why scouts
then what I'm getting a vibe from you is next year you will again come up with some other.
Yeah, I am also getting the same
is not
vibe.
right.
No. So here's my thing, right? हम 3 ट्रांसफर किए, ठीक है? हम 3 ट्रांसफर किए, उसमें से एक फेल की. ये मेरे हिसाब से. What I'm saying is, right now only I'll list out that this time, at this point of time, we need a winger. We need a new winger for sure who provides depth. We need a LCM who is progressive in playing his passes. ये दो हो गया.
What about striker?
But how are you forgetting a striker as well? And replacement for Odegaard.
Here's the thing. Odegaard ka we have. That's the thing. Odegaard ke liye we have a follow-on guy who is Fabio Vieira. So that guy, he's not the same level. There is a fall-off without a doubt, but player है. हमारे LCM रोल के लिए प्लेयर ही नहीं है. हम क्या करते थे, ट्रोसार्ड को LCM खिलाने लगते थे क्योंकि नहीं है. That is the problem. And people are saying ये वो भाई एमिल स्मिथ रो पूरा सीजन बाहर था. एमिल स्मिथ रो was helpful. The thing is, I think here's what I think. With City, because all their players are amazing, the fall off is not that huge except for special players like KDB. मैं मानता, right? KDB I understand, But when I look at Haaland and when I see कि Haaland की जगह ये Alvarez को लेके आएंगे, there is a fall off, but it's not that huge. In spite of the
Honestly
fact that
speaking,
Haaland
even
scores so
City
many
does
goals.
not have a very, matlab, City makes people look really amazing. Why Rico Luis's and all those kids come and
But no,
start
here's
playing
the
really well. So you say कि हाँ they have a good depth, but actually जब तुम कभी एक दिन टेबल देखते हो तो भाई ये क्या youngsters भरे हुए हैं इन्होंने bench पे, right?
Correct.
They have made them. Pep has grown them or what not. You will
right.
not say कि
Okay, I have a different say on that as well. Here's what I believe. I believe that City has one of the best youth academies, and that is not because वो produce करते. That is more to do with because they poach the best players, best 16-year-old, City and Chelsea both. तो अब ऐसा है, to give an example, that guy Leverkusen में right back Frimpong, City के academy का है. Cole Palmer, the best player of Chelsea, was City's youth academy का player. अभी उन्होंने छोड़ा. If you look at Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis, bro, they will be first team players in Arsenal's team. That is that quality. तो समझ रहा? It's like me saying कि अरे ये साका.
But then I'm just seeing
But ये
it
तो
through.
वही
Your team can
sounds
never
more
be
like
better than
excuse.
City.
Sounds more like
That's the
excuses.
simple bottom line. Their academy is good, their scouting is good, their players
Exactly.
are good. Then
Same.
मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ ना, मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ?
छोड़ दो
मैं
खेलना,
बोल रहा हूँ.
बाहर जाओ घर.
I'm saying, okay,
अमित साले कैसा कर-
no, but tell me, Amit, you were expecting Spurs to win the title, right?
Absolutely. Next year I will again expect.
Yeah, that's all right. But I have always been more of a realist, right? I've been always more of a realist, even when it comes to my predictions and whatnot.
Realist or pessimist?
I'm a realist, भाई. मेरे को जो दिखता है वो मैं बताएगा. And that is how I've always been, because when I see the numbers, when I see the players, that's how my brain functions, right?
So hence
My
I'm asking you. Hence I'm asking you again. I'll come back to my question. Next season, will there be excuses or will there be a proper squad depth for you to
no
finally win the title? Finally win the title.
no. So here's the thing, right? Eh, this season also we could have won the title.
आंसर नहीं कर सकता.
अबे रिक्रूटमेंट जब तक नहीं होगा नहीं आंसर कर सकता. Very
अच्छा,
simple.
okay.
Recruitment dictates
So
it.
you do not have an absolute faith in Arteta and Edu, your sporting director, that
It is on
they
the
will
scouting front.
actually.
In fact, I would say I have minimal faith in Edu to get the right players. Minimal faith.
Okay, you have minimal faith in your sporting director to get the right players. So basically,
Yes.
Arteta is a great coach, but you still
Yes.
do not have the absolute confidence that they will be able to get the right deals over the line. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Without a
Okay,
doubt.
fine. Great verdict. We will obviously go, get back to this particular point once transfer window begins.
Yeah.
We get a fair enough idea as to what players we are going after. And yes,
But the
yeah,
team
Amit
will be
has something.
better. What I'm saying is, yes, your team will also get better next year, but probably the situations might not be as good as this year.
Yeah. Here's
Yeah,
the
of
thing.
course.
But here's the thing. I genuinely believe that Chelsea's team also right now this season has underperformed by 10 points, bare minimum, and they had everyone. Right, they had everyone.
Everybody
United also had injuries.
Points out of it.
Here's my thing. When I'm doing the judgment, 100% United will become better than this season. मतलब इस season तो 8th position पे है. How many points did you get? 54, 56?
60.
60. So this.
United.
So here's the thing. In terms of percentage, I believe that they will become much better. Like I believe United has the potential to come to 80 points. Without doubt.
You are not also factoring another thing. I know we've talked about injuries and whatnot, but the problem is that there is Euros. Players are going to. It is going to be a similar like a World Cup season where players are going to be a little fatigued. So here, I guess Copa America will also go on parallelly along with the Euros, like it always does. So वही Martinez तो already भूल ही जाओ वो मतलब he doesn't start all games for Argentina. That's a big plus. So we want, at least if I'm speaking for United, we need a couple of players back. Only then we will be able to improve properly. And obviously, a lot of squad overall is happening. So better players, committed players, we are going to see. Yes, I agree with you that will perform better. But just performing better than this season, treating this season as a baseline for United is the totally wrong approach. We should totally forget this season.
Yeah. But here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the other teams in terms of the growth from this season will be higher without a doubt.
100%.
Like when I say United will 80 नहीं मारेंगे 70 तो मार ही देंगे. Spurs जिधर भी थी उससे better करेगी. चेल्सी बेटर करेगी।
करेक्ट।
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ इन टर्म्स ऑफ पॉइंट्स आर्सेनल शायद ज्यादा बड़ा बेटर ना करे, ठीक है, बट when you're at 89 and you improve by 2 to 3 points, that is a massive improvement.
But I am not saying
Correct.
that. I am saying you will not even get to 89 points because teams will snatch points out of you. Because
Okay,
okay,
Amit.
okay.
Okay, Amit. We will get to that prediction. Don't
but
start
that
another
means
thread of discussions
points
here.
will be snatched from City as well, right?
You know what Amit just said? I was so tempted to say that again because
No, no, without a doubt. But I'm saying that way even City will lose points. I'm
yeah,
saying
that's what
we
I'm saying.
win on
Calibrate
City.
होगा.
a new team
Calibrate
can
होगा.
win.
Calibration will
Competition बढ़
happen
रहा है ना.
accordingly. No, what I'm
But
saying.
I'm saying we will improve on City. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Of that
so
I'm sure.
basically the calibration will happen because of fatigue and whatnot. Obviously,
Yes.
City will also lose out on a lot of players like Bernardo Silva's and etc. And so we will see about that. Obviously, I mean, I guess we are exactly 3 months away from the start of the season. And
Okay, I would like to point out where we are actually behind City. The place
okay.
where we are actually behind City is actually recruitment. Recruitment is
Really? Recruitment.
in
Not
recruitment.
academy. Academy is fine. Okay.
Academy
Academy
we
भी
can
तो
still produce.
recruitment है ना भाई.
We can still
Academy is also
produce.
recruitment.
हम
Yeah.
भी
Okay.
from next season हम भी 16 साल वाले पोच करना चालू करेंगे. हमारा बाद में दिखेगा
So
प्रोडक्ट.
Amit,
Time
you
लगेगा.
understand, right?
3-4
They will
5 साल बाद
yeah,
अपन आर्सेनल
5 साल बाद.
जीतेगी.
अरे
Got it,
उनको
got it.
भाई
Okay.
this is the thing. Football is always like a bamboo tree. We were
लड़ो मत
eighth.
भाई, लड़ो
Look where
मत.
we are right now. Right? You have always been fourth, tried to win and whatnot. You have not been there. Right? You have
But
not been there.
Spurs at least, Spurs, I mean, they have always functioned under tight. That's why to Amit, I have always asked this question: will you ever make a Rice kind of a transfer? Will Levy allow that? That's why, you know,
Answer is all yes.
that's why last time around I was asking him that question: is Levy been a failure? So we had that discussion, but Arsenal operate entirely differently from Spurs.
But you have to understand. You have to understand. Rice वाला signing कितने साल बाद हुआ है? तुम सिटी को देखो, तुम
नहीं, but अभी किए
यूनाइटेड
ना,
को देखो.
so इसीलिए hence the question that will you win the title next year, because if you have made that signing 100 million pound signing, so there is expectation that you will push for even more, right? Next season.
Yes.
हाँ, तो
And
मेरा
he did
बस वही
push
है.
this season.
हाँ, so
So
वही Spurs.
my thing is very clear. If you want to come to City's level, either your scouting department is so good कि तुम 15, 20 या 30 मिलियन का प्लेयर ले रहे हो जिसकी औकात है उतनी बनने की, या फिर तुम 100 मिलियन बेच डालो प्लेयर.
No, if you're talking about Spurs, सही में बोलो तो they overachieved this season, having lost Harry Kane for 100 million pounds and not actually buying a lot of players. They finished fifth under a manager who hasn't managed in a big league anywhere across Europe. Top
No Harry Kane,
top 5
new
leagues.
manager, completely style change.
So
Everything was.
तो मतलब the hope is that कि वो लोग next season भी they will function under tight budget only, and
No,
Arsenal can. No,
I don't
no.
think so.
No, tight budget मतलब I am not saying कि sorry, what I am trying to say is Spurs will not spend more than Arsenal. Did I make myself clear?
We beat Champions League, yeah. But here's the thing.
Correct.
Here's the thing. I think here's what I think. I think Spurs actually spent really well this time also. और इस बार का January window में भी ये spend की, last time की भी January window में spend की है.
Need a massive rebuild. That is the thing.
Here's the thing. What they have done well is they have sold a Harry Kane at what age, and he's pure profit. तो शायद they can make it up. But if you look at it that way, वो 100 million pound तो सीधा सीधा when you don't make Champions League you lose.
हाँ,
it kind of happens.
That's it. But
there has to be some money in Europa as well, right?
Yeah.
Not be like 100
I would
Champions League at the 0 Europa. It will be 50
you kind of
60.
lose. You kind of
30,
lose
40
50%
million.
for sure.
30-40 million, I believe.
So, yeah.
50-60 million तो हो ही जाता है.
So I guess when we are comparing, so obviously Arsenal has to make that step up, and the hope is that obviously we will obviously talk about that in detail once transfer market begins. We are all excited actually. Spurs rebuilding, Arsenal have a torrid season. We ourselves don't know. I guess I sometimes begin to believe that Ineos even don't know if they have to sack the manager or not. I get all these reports that Kieran McKenna, who won the promotion with Ipswich, is been quoted to, so you don't understand Ineos's philosophy now. Do they want to go for a high profile manager and rebuild, or do they want to go for like a Arne Slot kind of a manager like Liverpool have hired, or a De Zerbi kind of manager who are lesser known but have a style, a profile, defined play, and they were trying to back. So all these, a great transfer market to actually look forward to, because a lot of teams are going to come up rebuild, because uh, there are about 3 or 4 teams that did not perform well to their potential in the season, and we have the Euros.
Newcastle has so many injuries.
Yeah, injuries and Euros factor is also there. So I believe we are also going to see a bigger squad going into the next season. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you liked it, and you're hearing it, first from an Arsenal fan, his sentiments and emotions, and how he's still upbeat about winning the title while Pep is still in the league, because that will give him more joy than him leaving and them winning. So yeah,
Without a doubt.
that's a good
Maheshwari bhai,
attitude to have. Yep.
Without a
Good
doubt.
job.
Maheshwari
I
bhai,
would,
अगर
you would like to
Even
topple
after
the
all the
biggest elephant.
criticism, the criticism here, because we wanted to push you to the limits, right? We wanted to know, because everyone wants to know what an Arsenal fan. But at the end of the day, you've got to appreciate what Arsenal have achieved. So I guess me and Amit did not take the time out to appreciate what Arsenal have done. So yes, kudos to you guys,
enough of appreciation.
and hope you come back stronger. But yeah, still
Not. Yeah.
not too much, but yeah.